In the spring of 2015, 76,000 fans packed into Levi Stadium for WrestleMania 31. It was the largest show of the year, carrying millions in production value and pay-per-view revenue. The company had a clear plan for the main event: crown Roman Reigns as their new, hand-picked hero. There was just one massive problem. The fans actively despised the storyline. Rather than cheering for the intended good guy, the audience viscerally rejected him. Ever since winning the Royal Rumble months prior, Reigns had been relentlessly booed out of almost every arena he walked into. Standing across from him was the defending champion, Brock Lesnar. Lesnar was an unpredictable powerhouse who had just legitimately re-signed a real-world contract with the company. The writers were marching straight into a live television disaster. They had pitted a beloved monster against a rejected hero, and there was no clean way to end the broadcast without infuriating the stadium. Months earlier, another wrestler named Seth Rollins saw this exact collision coming. During a car ride with his colleagues, he pitched a radical idea to save the show. He could fix the problem because he happened to hold this exact briefcase, the Money in the Bank contract. This contract provides a legal loophole: the right to demand a championship match at any time. Historically, wrestlers cashed it in after a match ended, but Rollins pitched a radical new application: inserting himself into an active match. He had the ultimate weapon and the perfect motive. All he needed was for the two men in the main event to inflict enough damage to blind each other to his arrival. When the main event bell rang, the match immediately devolved into a brutally physical brawl. Lesnar established early dominance, launching Reigns across the mat in a sequence that birthed the phrase Suplex City. But the aggression cost him. Lesnar hit his head on a steel ring post, busting his forehead open and draining his stamina. Reigns capitalized on the bleeding champion. He launched a brutal counteroffensive, landing 3 massive Superman punches and 2 consecutive spears that pushed Lesnar to his absolute physical limit. By destroying each other, both the champion and the challenger had completely neutralized their own defenses. They were flat on their backs, creating a tiny, highly vulnerable window. Just behind the entrance curtain, in an area known as the gorilla position, Rollins sat clutching his briefcase. He watched the monitors, waiting for both men to stop moving. His music hits. Rollins sprints down the massive 100-meter stadium ramp, running the fastest dash of his life toward the ring. He slides under the ropes, shoves the briefcase into the referee's chest, and cashes in the contract. The announcer declares the audible over the stadium speakers. The singles bout is now a triple threat match. Rollins kicks Reigns out of the ring and immediately drives his boot into the back of Lesnar's head with his finishing move, the curb stomp. But when Rollins goes for a second strike, Lesnar catches him midair, preparing to drop him with an F5. Before Lesnar can execute the move, Reigns charges back into the ring and spears Lesnar out to the floor, inadvertently saving the man trying to steal his moment. Rollins instantly capitalizes on the chaos. He pivots, hits the stunned Reigns with a curb stomp, hooks the leg, and secures the 1-2-3 pinfall. In less than 2 minutes, the ultimate opportunistic villain had slipped past the 2 most dangerous men in the company and stolen the victory. The bell rings again, and Rollins is hit with total sensory overload. The sheer volume of 76,000 screaming fans triggers a cocktail of pure panic and adrenaline. When the referee actually hands him the physical title, the reality of the stunt finally sets in. Looking down at his feed, Rollins involuntarily breaks into a frantic, happy kid dance right in the center of the ring. Suddenly, his own celebratory fireworks explode about the stadium. The blast genuinely startles him, kicking his fight-or-flight response back in and sending him sprinting back up the entrance ramp. He had infiltrated the main event, executed the pin, and escaped with the ultimate prize. Structurally, the audible was a brilliant solution to a massive corporate problem. By having Rollins steal the win, WWE saved Roman Reigns from a toxic crowd reaction that could have permanently derailed his career. It simultaneously protected Brock Lesnar. The monster lost his world championship, but because Reigns took the actual pinfall, Lesnar maintained his undefeated aura. No one had ever cashed in a Money in the Bank briefcase during the main event of a WrestleMania. By perfectly matching a real-world booking crisis with an in-ring storyline mechanic, Rollins cemented his legacy and authored the